Yeah, obviously news today that Rhys Davies is signed for a good few years to come. Obviously a bloke very highly rated, not just down with you guys, but nationally as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been a good week for news for the fans in relation to, looking after the people that we've developed with Prov, etc., and making sure that we, get our young players that we're developing and that are moving forward all signed up, and that's important, and an advert of what we are, trying to do for them and as a region. So that's exciting, yeah.
Obviously, I got to ask on the fitness of George North as well. I know this weekend was touted as a possible return.
Yeah, he's not quite there, to be honest. He's been out there a few times, and we just need to be a little bit more calm. He hasn't really got the training we want under his belt. So after being out for so long, it's important that we do the right thing for George and obviously for the team. So yeah, he's probably going to miss out this weekend.
Is that a case of maybe looking at it and saying it's not worth the risk to throw him in perhaps a little bit earlier than maybe?
No, I mean we're targeting around this area, and as I said, when you're in the nature of that injury is how it reacts to the load that gets put through it, and it's, as I said, the last 5-10% are the hardest to get to. So from that point of view, he's not quite where he is. Hasn't got the training volume, and it's not even the injury. It's almost the injury risk, and the fitness levels. What we asked, and you can't put someone just on the bench because, you get an injury, in the first 10 minutes, then you're expecting someone to go 70 minutes, which is not what it's designed to do. It's not where we can manage those things because of, like football, where there's such a degree of specialisation that you need to make sure that if need be, they can play a considerable amount of time. So from that point of view, it's more about just getting him ready so that he can perform well, but perform well for a considerable period of time.
Just on the fitness front as well, Alun Wyn Jones has joined up with Wales to continue his rehabilitation. I'm just curious as to sort of whether he's anywhere near returning at this point, or what that situation is all about.
Well, he's done a few warm-ups with us. That's really about as far as he's gone. I know he's ticked off a lot of boxes. His scan results were very positive. It makes sense, obviously, from our point of view. We're preparing for a game that he can be more moderated, I suppose. And obviously we're in constant dialogue between two medical teams, two S&C teams, etc. So yeah, he's up there for this week, and we'll see how he presents at the end of the week and ticks off another set of boxes, and then we'll see where that takes us after that.
You, I guess, would anticipate that he needs to have a game time. His first game back will be with you guys and not with Wales. Is that fair, or would you see a different outcome?
No, I mean, again, it's what's right for the player and where it fits. If he ticks off boxes, then the next available game he'll want to play a part. Now, whether that's internationally or for us, common sense would probably say it's for us, but these things don't work out the way the season's structured. So you have to wait and see. But all he's got to do is take it sort of day by day, week by week, and see where it gets to.
Fair enough. And I got to ask, because he's your player, Toby. Tomas Francis has been in the news a lot through no fault of his own, I guess. With all that this week, I just wondered what your view on that situation was. Obviously, understanding you're not in the Wales camp.
I'm probably not going to give a view too much because I don't want to, but I know there's an inquiry going on around it. So that's the most important thing. No one deliberately puts a player at risk for sure. That's an obvious thing. But what has to be at the forefront of everybody's mind is the safety of the player. So that's my view on it. We'll wait to see what the findings of the inquiry are.
Okay, and another one of your players, Derby Lake, came on at Twickenham, got into it a little bit with Jamie George, British and Irish Lion. There's also a video of the likes of Maro Itoje trying to get under his skin. Now he doesn't strike me as a shrinking violet. What do you make of him and how he handled that?
He's more an oak tree than a shrinking violet. No, he's a very combative, competitive guy, and I think the fact that they've gone after him, we should take as a compliment. And he certainly won't shy down from any challenge. And when called on in that critical moment, he did his job and did what he had to do. So it was a waste of effort, wasn't it?
And just on Dowie, he must be, there's so much learning he can do with you guys, obviously, but then obviously learning in those situations, we could see his development expedited pretty quickly.
Yeah, again, the testament of a good team and a good player is how quickly they learn. The rate of change is certainly the thing that indicates that. He'll be much better for the experience he's been through, even if it's just managing his mindset and having to throw in pressurised environments and having to adapt to different situations. So, yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of added value for Dowie as a player, and we'll benefit from that for sure.
Absolutely. Thanks, Toby. Good luck on the weekend.
Cheers. Thank you.
Have you got a game this week, Toby?
Yeah, we have a game. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I wonder if someone's going to ask me about it. That's fine.
I'm just doing Simon's job for him. So, how about this weekend?
Yeah, obviously we're excited about it because we're at home and we enjoy playing at home, especially now there's people in the stadium, and it's another opportunity for us to perform. We were obviously disappointed in Leinster. We put our hands up, muscled up play, but we showed a lot of spirit and grit, but that's not enough. So we need to bring more than just spirit and grit. And this is an opportunity for us to impose ourselves, if we can, onto an opposition. That's what Leinster did to us. They're the very best. We need to be a team that is able to do that to an opposition. So, players and coaches and always talk about learning. And the learning for us is to see whether we can be the aggressor rather than the recipient.
Yeah, well, it's not easy at 7:45 on a Friday night. Timings aren't great, but how do you see Zebre? I mean, what sort of shape are they going to be in? They've got quite a few away, like you have, haven't they?
Yeah, not as many as normal. I think that, and again, as you know, if you look too far in front, you trip over the hurdle that's right in front of you. And all that we can worry about is Zebre. It's a massive test for us. Because it's a test of our mentality and our ability to bounce back from a poor result. So from that point of view, we're focused very much on us, not so much what they do, but what they are is they're a big physical lot that have a good set piece, and if you play into their hands, they will try and manhandle you. From a lot of physicality and double tackles, etc. So our ability is to try and keep the game, as we'd like it. And what I mean by that is, control what we want to control to a degree that we negate their greatest strengths.
It's one of those games that everyone thinks you should be winning.
Yeah, well, again, we've spoken.
But it doesn't always work that way.
No, and that's what I mean about the. We are bereft of, as you know, of a lot of good players at the moment because they're on international duty, injured or both, and as a result, the learning for the young group, which we've predominantly been with all year, is can you perform when you're the expectant favourite rather than the happy underdog, and that's a mindset in itself. And if we want to become the team we want to be, we have to learn how to do that.
Yeah. It was interesting last weekend, they threw Toby Faletau into the deep end at Twickenham. But my God, you see the value of experience. And from your own side and from Wales's side, you get your 30-somethings or late 30-somethings in some case back. Well, what a difference it can make. Yeah,
I mean, obviously I know Talupo really well from my time at Bath and worked with him for a number of years. He's a class player, and obviously I know he's had his fitness issues, and he's coming back to Wales, and you saw the value to him as a team. You saw in Dan Lydiot's 25 minutes the importance of having somebody that's going to go and grab the game by the scruff of the neck, and without people like Adam Beard and Alun Wyn Jones and George North and Gareth Anscombe and things like that, people like Stephen Myler and Dan Lydiot are absolutely invaluable to have enough experience in key positions to bring the youngsters along,
Yeah. Great to see Gareth getting back onto the pitch where he had his injury three years ago or whatever. What do you make of his comeback so far, and what sort of percentage would you say he's at the moment in his effectiveness?
I think that we've been very deliberate from the outset around Gareth, and as he. I think that he'll get better the more he's put out there, for sure. And he went on at 15. We've put him on at 15. He just needs to be on the pitch. Not necessarily, in my view, just to get confidence in his ability, in his body, in all of the things that a 2-year exodus is going to basically prey on. So I think I've seen a steady improvement in him from his time on the pitch and time on the training pitch, and then I think everyone benefits from that. So I think he's got a lot still some more to get back to, and I think he knows that. But where he's going to get that from is by playing, and a good player is still a good player. It's just making sure you can sharpen the tools that you've got and deliver on those.
As a great outside half yourself, that's given him a bit of a boost, I think. Yeah, well done. Great assessment.
You can't play going backwards. That's what I'm saying. You need some big boys.
Thanks, fella.
Cheers, mate.